If you've ever had to lift a full-size spare wheel out of the back spare wheel compartment in the Range Rover L322 and you haven't got one of these, you will know it is a complete and utter arse. When I was able-bodied, it would have been no problem. Reach in there, pick it up, pull it out. Obviously now in the wheelchair things are a bit more tricky. If the Hobbit is out using the car and she has an unfortunate puncture. Now, a bit of trivia for you. The 2002 TD6 we had came with this fitted as standard. In 2006, I believe, when Ford probably started releasing with the TDV8, it was the first iteration of the TDV8 in 2006, this was no longer fitted. Why is that, I hear you ask? Now, I've seen some various explanations for this. One said that if you ordered the full-size spare with your car, because it was an option, if you didn't specify, you got a space saver. So if you ordered the full-size spare, you got the spare wheel lifting strap, which bolts in the car, and it should come with a plastic rod, which goes on the thing there to hold the tailgate flat open. Anyway. That was one explanation. Somebody else had asked their dealer why it didn't come with this lifting strap, and they said, well, because people that buy Range Rovers don't get out and fit their own wheels, you know, spare wheels. If they get a puncture, they call for breakdown assistance, which, yeah, fair enough. All these people that can afford these brand new probably don't want to get their fancy suits all dirty, do they? That was another explanation. Or it's just another money-making scheme. It's only a bit of plastic with some straps. It's pretty basic. It is very simple. Now, I believe this one probably comes off a TD6 as well, or an earlier version, because it's got made in Germany on it. Having said that, I'll tell you where it came from. If you watch my videos, we've had a couple of visitors earlier on this year. Mark from Overlanding Forward and James from Dadulthood. We got talking about spare wheels because James puts his up on his roof rack because he's cleared his spare wheel well out. I'll put a link to his video channel in the description below. He's cleared all his spare wheel well out and he's got a diesel heater in there and other bits and pieces. So he puts his spare wheel up on the roof rack. So this must have been fitted to his car because he kindly sent this to me in the post. This is 2008. Now this is 2010. This is the facelift with the very last of the 3.6 in it before it went to the... and in 2010 is when they brought out the 4.4. So this is the very last 3.6 of the facelift, as I've explained many times before. I have got the full option sheet. I sent Land Rover an email, gave them the chassis number and everything, and they sent me a list of what was specified on this car when it was bought new. And it was specified to have a full-size spare wheel, but no lifting strap. Très bizarre. Whether it's back to the dealers saying people that buy Range Rovers don't get out and fit their own spare wheels, they get it recovered, or they get someone else out to do it. Now, you think the person who came out to fit it would like a bit of help lifting it out of the boot. Anyway, so this came from James's 2008. I have noticed some slight differences on the BMW variants of the L322. This fits in the tailgate, like so. I'll bring you in closer. We'll have a closer look. So when it goes in, that's supposed to go into there, like that. And that bit is supposed to push down on the boot button. It does work, but it's supposed to hold it down. It's working now. I suppose with the weight of the spare wheel on it, it might do it. I was watching a video on somebody who actually put one of these on after the fact in the US, and they said that this button didn't line up very well with their boot switch, tailgate release button on the tailgate here. When there's weight on that, I think that will probably pull down on it. So we're going to get this fitted. I'm going to pull the spare wheel out. The holes are already in the boot. You can pick these up off eBay. They're normally around 50 quid. I will put up the original Land Rover part number it should come with 2 bolts, and it should have washers. Now James didn't send it with washers, so perhaps his didn't have washers, but I've got some washers here. They fit inside the thing, so we're going to fit them on, chuck it in the boot, and I'll show you how it works. Right, I'll have to finish my cup of tea and we'll crack on. First job, I'm going to get this boot floor out of the way. Let's see if I can slide that over there. Huh, handy. So you can see at the back, let me try and zoom in a little bit. Back here, we've got 2 holes. And they're exactly the same shape as them. So I shall lay it out. Oh, looks like my jack's fallen off. Let's have a look at that. How's that strapped in? Oh, that's a twat to get on. Right, that's my jack strapped on. Hopefully you can see all this. So that's going to want to go like that. Make sure it's all level. And that's gonna, there's a little tab, goes into there like so, with a bolt. Might have to take this jack off to get to the bolt actually. Yeah, let's get the jack off out of the way. That's just in there. I'll tighten that up. Try to do this with one hand, so please bear with. Feels like it's located in the thing. Give it a nip. Just goes in there, holes are already there. Alright, so now I'm going to just undo this. Lift out the wheel, put the strap underneath it. Bollocks, there's water in the boot. Let me get this out now. All steaming up. There was talk of it hitting 30 degrees today. I think it will be. Yeah, I've just took the spare wheel out, found a load of water in the boot. There are some grommets in the boot and I've just pushed one of them out. There was 2 already missing, which I don't think you get water coming in because right underneath them is the heat shield for the exhaust. There was 2 already out and there's 1 in the middle. So I've pushed that out, the water's just run straight out. I've never had water in the back of here before. I'm assuming it's because I put these side rack things on and water has gradually got in there. I will keep an eye on that. If we get a lot of water in there, I'll check the sunroof drains. Anyway, let's get back to the job in hand. So it tucks down here. So what you do is close that up. I might have supposed to close that. This is where it's going to get tricky for me. Where's it gone? Oh, sorry. Lift that into there. Yeah, this is not quite the right one for this car. It ain't pushing the... So, push down on that. And it lifts your spare wheel out. Oh, Christ. Then change your spare wheels over, push it back in on the straps. Lower it back down, lift that out, don't let it do that, and then that'll just sit in there on the boot floor. Obviously get the thing back in, boot floor back in. Job is a good one. Christ, I'm ready for a lie down now. Right, I'll get it put back together. So you tell me, why did Land Rover stop fitting those to these cars? Those spare wheels are fucking heavy. When I ordered that set of 4 rims to put the road tyres on, because of our little cock-up, they were 30 kilos each. I'm sure that's what he said they were when he shipped them. He said, well, because I said, I said, take the tyres off and ship them just as bare rims, because I don't need the tyres. We're putting brand new tyres on it. I'm sure he said it's 30. I'm sure that's what it said on the they came packaged separately. From UPS, and I'm sure they said 30 kilos. So just the rim on its own is 30 kilos. Add to the weight of the tyre, they are bloody heavy, and reaching over the tailgate to pull them out, what on earth were Land Rover thinking? The Discovery 3 and the Discovery 4, their spare wheels are underneath. They have like a cable winch, so you stick something in it and you turn it and it lowers the spare wheel down. I'm not sure if it's the 405 or the new one. They've got some kind of contraption that you hook up onto, like when you open the top tailgate, you hook it over on the lip on the opening, and then you sort of, I don't know how it works. I saw it on YouTube earlier and I thought, that looks shit. But again, people who drive those cars are probably not the sort of people that fit their own spare wheels. To me, it's a no-brainer. The original L322 came with its standard when it was BMW. That says made in Germany on it, so it's a quality plastic item. I think they're about 60 quid. You can get them for. I don't know how much extra it would have been on the price of a new car just to have the spare wheel lifting strap. As I say, there should be a long piece of plastic that comes with it, so that when you clip it in the top and you pull the tailgate down, if I can find any pictures I'll put it up on the thing. When you pull the tailgate down, it goes between the tailgate catch and the latch on the actual car, so it holds the tailgate down. So you've not got to hold the tailgate while pulling the spare wheel out. It's just basic, simple engineering that works. Why Land Rover just decided in 2006, oh, they don't need that anymore. People don't fit their own spare wheels. Yeah, anyway, so it's not the right one for the car. It looks like, I don't know if James's car, say he's got the 4.2 supercharged and it's a 2008, I think he said, and he took it out of that. I don't know if his car has got a different tailgate. I don't know, I'll have to ask him, see if it, or he'll comment if it worked properly on his car. It doesn't quite hit the button on the 2010, so whether the 2010's the button got relocated or if it wasn't right on his car. Anyway, you get my drift. I don't know if they did an optional one for the later cars or if they just didn't do them full stop. The holes are there and everything. It's baffling to me, really is. So it's so simple that it should just be on the car. Having said that, so simple as a spare wheel is an optional extra nowadays. And my dad's BMW 120. No spare wheel, just got a can of spray. Well, if you blow the sidewall out of a tyre, a can of spray ain't going to fix shit, is it? Even a space saver is better than nothing. But anyway, yeah, this car was optioned with a full-size spare. Now, from what I've read, the full-size spare should have come with the lifting strap kit. But this hasn't got it. This car was also optioned with the remote control for the preheating. It's long gone. Don't know where that is. I've searched the car when we first got it, and when I got the sheet from Land Rover, which said all the options that the car had on it from new, it said it should have had the remote. No idea. Can you get one and retrofit it? Will it work? Can you code it? I don't know. Something to look at. We don't use it. It's not like we have to go out in the car for work. Oh, we must preheat the car, defrost the windscreen. It would be handy if it, like in the middle of winter, and the Hobbit wants to go out in the car, 10 minutes beforehand, she can just press the button from the house, if it'll reach, and it'll defrost the car. Would be quite handy. Something to look into. Anyway, I've got a few other jobs to do on this Range Rover. That is... It's not an essential job, but it makes our life easier. Even though it doesn't quite work on the button, you can reach around and press the button. I might be able to modify the plastic bit, but it all tucks nicely into the boot. Now, apparently, if you fit different size tyres that go away from standard, so this is 255, 50, 20. If you even got to 255, 55, the black plastic piece won't fit around the back of the wheel. So at the moment, this is on standard size tyres. The off-road wheels I've got over there are not. They're 255 55s, and they're quite chunky. So I am looking at finding a spare 20-inch rim. So if anyone in France or passing through France, we're south of Limoges, has got a 20-inch rim sitting around. I think I've got Style 9 wheels, both sets, but I'm not really fussed. If they'll fit, it's just a spare so that I can stick I've got a brand new off-road tyre to go on it so that when we go on our trips, chuck it up on the roof. I'll leave the one in the boot, or I'll take it out and use that as storage space. But yeah, so that's, I'm just on the lookout for a 20-inch rim now. Even if it was steel and it fits on the car, I don't care. It's an insurance peace of mind for you, isn't it? Having a matching spare that will work on the car. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. We've fitted the spare wheel lifting strap to the car. Perfect. So 2 thumbs up. Thanks to James over at Dad Altered for sending that over. I will put a link to his channel in the description. Go and check him out. I think he's losing the plot a little bit. I gave him the benefit of the doubt when he got a Range Rover Classic, but now he's got a Series Land Rover V8 on gas. I think he might be having some issues somewhere. But no, if you're interested in that sort of thing, go over and have a look at his channel. He needs some more followers, so yeah, he does a few videos, and it'll be quite interesting to see this new Land Rover he's got. He gets that up and running, and yeah, gets it off gas. Why do people put gas on? If you can't afford to run the car, don't put fucking gas on it. I've worked on so many cars where gas has just caused so many problems. But this is probably a video for another day. Yeah, I won't get into it too much, but anyway, we'll talk about that another day. It's done. Another little mod on the car, which I think should be fitted as standard. Land Rover really should have pulled the head out of their arses with that one, because it's ridiculous. Ridiculous! Anyway, catch you in the next video. Bye for now.